My wife thinks I'm having an affair with my new recruit, but I'm just trying to advance my career. And now she's giving me the silent treatment. The rain beat against the window, a soft but constant rhythm that mirrored the heaviness in Peter's chest. He sat in the living room, his eyes on the door to the kitchen, waiting for his wife, Grace, to come out. The silence between them felt like an unspoken accusation hanging in the air. For the past 3 days, she hadn't said a word to him. Not a single word. Just a cold, suffocating silence that was eating him alive. Peter glanced down at his phone, where an email from his boss, Peter's manager at a high-profile tech company in New York, flashed across the screen. He had just secured a crucial deal with a European client, a major step forward in his career. His phone buzzed again. Another message from Rachel, his new recruit, asking for help on the project they had been working on together. Rachel, a bright and ambitious 24-year-old from Germany, had joined the company recently. She was sharp, intuitive, and, according to the office gossip, had some chemistry with him. But none of that mattered to Peter. He was committed to his marriage, his family. The rumors swirling around the office, though, had started to seep into his life at home. Grace, his wife of 8 years, was suspicious, and she had every reason to be. But Grace didn't know the truth. It had all started months ago, in the midst of a high-stakes project. The company had just hired Rachel, and she had been assigned to work closely with Peter. They were put together on a critical project that would determine their department's future. At first, it was all business. Peter saw Rachel as a talented and ambitious young woman who could help him secure his promotion. The stakes were high. The pressure was immense. But as the days passed, their late-night brainstorming sessions, emails, and intense discussions about strategies started blurring the line between work and something else. Rachel was bright and witty. She often stayed after hours seeking Peter's advice, asking about his past projects, learning from him. But it wasn't just her career ambitions that fueled those conversations. It was the way she listened to him. She'd look at him with those sharp blue eyes, and there was something in them. Something that made him feel noticed. Peter had never felt so alive in the office before, but he didn't act on it. He was married. Grace was everything to him, and they had a family. But Grace hadn't been herself lately. She had been distant, always too busy with her own work, and rarely home when he was. Peter couldn't remember the last time they'd shared a dinner without distractions. They hadn't laughed in months. It was a Thursday evening when everything started to unravel. Peter had worked late, finalizing the proposal for the European client with Rachel. The deal was a huge opportunity, one that could elevate Peter's position in the company and secure his future. As he left the office, his phone buzzed again. A text from Grace. "Are you with her again?" It was blunt. It was cold. Peter tried calling her, but she didn't pick up. She hadn't picked up in 3 days. When he got home, the silence was almost suffocating. Grace had her back turned to him, a glass of wine in her hand, the empty space between them growing larger with every minute. "I don't know what you're talking about," Peter said, trying to explain. But Grace was not listening. "I saw the way she looks at you. I saw the way you two work late together. I've heard the whispers, Peter. The office rumors. Don't think I don't know what's happening." Her voice was trembling now, a mix of pain and anger. Peter's heart dropped. This wasn't happening. Not to them. But she wouldn't listen. She had already made up her mind. "It's not like that," Peter pleaded. "She's my recruit, Grace. I'm just trying to advance my career, to secure something for us, for our future. I swear there's nothing going on." But Grace didn't respond. She turned away, clinking the wine glass down on the counter with finality. "I can't do this, Peter. I can't live in this lie anymore." The days that followed were the worst of Peter's life. Grace had stopped talking to him altogether. The house felt like a prison, each moment filled with an unbearable tension. Their once vibrant home was now quiet, empty. Peter couldn't focus on anything. He had been blindsided by Grace's accusations, but at the same time, he felt an overwhelming sense of guilt. Had he somehow fueled these suspicions? Was it his fault for spending too much time at work? Too much time with Rachel? He didn't know anymore. Rachel, on the other hand, continued to send him emails. The project they were working on was reaching a critical point, but Peter couldn't bring himself to even reply. How could he focus on work when the most important thing in his life was falling apart? It had been nearly a week since Grace had diasu.